I knew something was wrong the moment my wife flinched when I touched her shoulder. It was her birthday. She should have been smiling, leaning into me, doing that thing where she intertwined her fingers with mine like it was instinct. Instead, she stepped back as if my hand burned her, and everyone saw it. Her parents, her sister, our friends gathered in the living room. The music was low, candles flickering, cake way on the table, but the air cracked with tension, so sharp it felt like glass. She moved away from me like I was a stranger. I tried to keep my face calm, but my heart was already sinking. You don't forget the moment your spouse rejects your touch in public. It's a kind of humiliation that reaches deep into your bones. When her sister Aisha saw it happen, she froze. And then, to my shock, she walked straight toward me, wrapped her arms around my shoulders, and hugged me, tight, like she was trying to keep me from collapsing. Everyone stared. And that hug, it wasn't romantic. It wasn't inappropriate. It was something worse. It was protective. It was the kind of hug you give someone you know has just been wronged. That was the moment I knew Aisha had been wanting to tell me something. The signs had been there for weeks, maybe months, but denial is easier than the truth. I kept telling myself my wife, Zara, was just stressed. Long hours, new project, a lot on her mind. But late nights at the office became early mornings with no explanation. Her phone started living face down. Passwords changed. Showers immediately after coming home. And the smell, something faint but unfamiliar. Not perfume, not soap, something like cologne mixed with guilt. I tried to ignore it all. I told myself marriages have rough patches. I told myself I was overthinking. I told myself I didn't want to be the kind of husband who snoops. But the distance grew like a wall. The worst part? I kept apologizing to her. For things I didn't even do. For things she should have apologized for. That night, before the party, I'd try to hug her from behind while she did her makeup, whisper a little birthday message in her ear. She stiffened like I'd startled her, then shrugged me off, saying she was running late. I felt the rejection like a bruise. Still, I never expected her to push me away in front of everyone. After the hug, Aisha didn't let go immediately. Her hand squeezed my arm in a way that said, "I'm sorry. I know something." But she didn't speak. Not yet. Zara's eyes darted between us, guilt flickering across her face before she smoothed it over with a brittle smile. "Let's cut the cake," she said, voice too bright, too rehearsed. Her mother shot me a confused look. Her father frowned. Our friends pretended not to notice the tension, but their eyes said otherwise. I stood behind Zara as she blew out the candles, smiling for the photos like a man pretending his house isn't burning behind him. She leaned forward to cut the cake, and the sleeve of her blouse slid back just enough for me to see a faint red mark on her collarbone. Too wide for a pimple, too shallow for an injury. It looked like a mouth. I felt my stomach twist. I knew that mark. I'd left ones just like it once, back when she still wanted me. But not lately, not for over a month. The room spun. My hands went cold. And when she fed me the first piece of cake, I could barely swallow it. Later, after the guests drifted toward the patio, Aisha cornered me near the hallway. "Can we talk?" she whispered. My chest tightened. "Just tell me the truth." She closed her eyes, fighting tears. I tried to talk her out of it. I swear I did. Everything inside me cracked a little. Out of what? She looked at the floor. Him. One word. One syllable. Enough to hollow me out. Who is he? My voice was thinner than I wanted. "I don't know his name," she said, "but I know where they met. I know how long it's been going on. And I know she's been lying to you." I felt like my rib cage was collapsing inward. Aisha grabbed my arm again. "I'm sorry. I couldn't watch her push you away like that. You didn't deserve it." A laugh, bitter, broken, escaped me. I should have known. "You did," she said softly. "You just didn't want to believe it." God, she was right. I'd been telling myself stories, trying to protect a marriage she wasn't even fighting for anymore. "How long?" I forced out. 3 months, she whispered. 3 months. An entire season. An entire life undone. When I didn't respond, Aisha's eyes filled with tears. Do you want me to say something to her? To their parents? Because I will. I'm tired of the way she treats you. No, I said quietly. Not yet. Something inside me wasn't ready to explode. Not in front of her family. Not on her birthday. Not when I had nothing but pain and humiliation. If I was going to confront her, I wanted clarity. I wanted truth on my terms. I wanted her to see what she'd thrown away. When the party ended, people hugged our goodbye and avoided looking me in the eye. Eventually, the house grew quiet again. I found her in the kitchen, washing a single glass, like she needed something to do with her hands. You pushed me away, I said. She didn't turn around. It was crowded. No, I said, that wasn't it. Her shoulders stiffened. Aisha told me. This time, she froze completely. Her fingers stopped moving. The water kept running. And the entire room filled with the sound of her guilt. She finally turned around, face pale. Please, she whispered. Not tonight. My chest ached. It's your birthday, not your get-out-of-truth-free card. Tears welled in her eyes. Not grief, fear. Are you going to leave me? She asked. I didn't answer, because the truth was, I didn't know, but I did know this. Something broke beyond repair the moment she pulled away from me in front of everyone. Something no apology could glue back together. You already left me, I said softly. You just didn't tell me. She covered her mouth, sobbing quietly. I didn't touch her. Not this time. Not anymore. I slept on the couch that night. But before I closed my eyes, I typed out a message. Not to Zara. To Aisha. Thank you for telling me the truth. I won't forget it. Her reply came a minute later. You deserve loyalty, even if it doesn't come from her. And somehow, those words felt more comforting than anything my wife had said to me in months. In the morning, I packed a bag. Zara begged, cried, bargained, but I felt strangely calm. I wasn't getting revenge. I was getting free. When I walked out the door, she collapsed onto the floor, sobbing my name, but it was too late. Her betrayal had already written the ending for us. And for once, I chose myself.